Funding for this program was provided by Pensacola Bay Area Impact 100 and produced in cooperation with Gulf Coast Kids House and the Monique Burr Foundation for Children. The MBF 5 safety rules and the MBF Safety Squad used with permission by the Monique Burr Foundation for Children.
Know what's up? Spot, red flag. Make a move. Tuck it up. Blame no shame.
We're all getting older, and some of us are even getting taller. So our parents are letting us do more and more stuff on our own.
Doing stuff with friends, sports, going online. Some of us even have phones.
And when we're doing this, we're gonna meet new people. Some will be safe, but some will be unsafe.
And you can't tell just by looking at them who's safe and who's unsafe. So we have 5 safety rules that you can use to help the adults in your life keep you safe. Now, the big question, safe from what?
Good question.
Hey, Sierra!
One thing has to do with bad or negative consequences.
Consequences.
Yeah, you see, when we do something, and because of what we did, something else happens. That something else is a consequence of the something that we did. Even if we never intended or had any idea that this would happen, still the consequence is a result of our action. However, with a little life experience, and by taking the time to think about what we're doing and why we're doing it, we can usually make a pretty good guess at what the consequence will be to our action. Usually when someone says consequences, yeah, like that. It sounds like a bad thing, but actually consequences come in 2 flavors. You have your good or positive consequences, things we want to have happen, and then you have your less desirable, bad or negative consequences, things nobody wants to have happen.
Look at this little guy.
Who you calling little?
He's choosing to be a bully to everyone at school, so nobody wants to be his friend because bullies are unsafe people. And having no friends is a bad consequence, right?
And teachers aren't gonna put up with him bullying the other kids, so that means more bad or negative consequences for being a bully.
But what if he chose to be friendly to people? He'd probably have lots of friends, and that would be a good or positive consequence.
Yeah, so the 5 safety rules help all of us, kids and grown-ups, avoid negative consequences. The other thing the rules do is help the safe adults in your life keep you safe from abuse.
Like I said before, some people you meet will be unsafe. They like to hurt kids on purpose. Some will even try to trick kids into doing things unsafe that'll get them hurt, and that's called abuse.
There are different kinds of abuse. Neglect. That's when kids aren't getting what they need, like food or proper clothes, proper shoes, or things they need to stay safe and healthy.
If kids are left home alone to look after their brothers and sisters, cook their food, get them ready for bed, get them ready for school, or if kids miss school because they're too busy taking care of their siblings, that's neglect.
If they don't get proper medical care or taken to the doctor when they're sick or hurt, that's neglect too. If parents aren't there to keep their kids safe, that's when the parent becomes the unsafe person, and you need to talk to a safe adult, like a teacher, about what's going on at home.
It's also neglect if kids can't feel safe in their own home. Sometimes parents get mad at each other, and they might argue. But if the adults are always yelling and arguing or making insults and talking mean, a kid might feel scared or anxious. That's not safe, and that is not okay. You should feel safe in your own home.
Then there's emotional abuse. That's when unsafe people purposely try to hurt kids' feelings with constant yelling, or even without yelling, just with mean words and insults.
Insults like, you're stupid, no good, can't you do anything right? Maybe they're swearing at the kid or playing mean tricks on them just to embarrass them. That's not safe. That's not okay.
If the abuse turns into hitting or hurting your body and leaving bruises, that's physical abuse.
It's one thing if someone hurts you by accident. Accidents happen. But when someone is constantly hurting a kid on purpose, that's abuse. That's not safe, and that's not okay.
So, neglect, emotional abuse, physical abuse, and lastly, there's sexual abuse.
If someone wants to touch or look at your private body parts, or wants to talk about or see pictures of them, or wants you to touch or see pictures of theirs, that's sexual abuse. It's not safe and it's not okay. Your private body is no one else's business. If you've injured or even if you just have questions about your private body parts, you can give permission to your parents or guardians or doctors or nurse to look at it. But anyone else who wants to look at or touch the parts of your body that are private is an unsafe person.
Now that we know what the 5 safety rules help keep us safe from abuse and bad or negative consequences, let's talk about what the 5 safety rules are. Safety rule number 1 is
Know what's up. Know what's up.
That means you need to know stuff like your address and your parents' phone numbers. Hey Mila, do you know your address? Do you have your parents' phone numbers memorized?
well, I live with my grandmother, she's my guardian, and I don't have to memorize her numbers because they're in here.
Well, what if your phone accidentally fell into a big jug of water? What then? See, you need to have that stuff memorized just in case.
Why?
Well, because someone might need to know that information.
No, I mean, why did you drop my phone?
Oh. Here you go.
Mom!
Another part of Know What's Up is knowing which information you never share online.
Like your phone number and address?
Right. Or anything that could identify what state or city you live in, like the name of your school, the sports teams you play on, or even the name of a nearby mall or playground.
Don't even share the names of your parents, guardians, or people that you know, because an unsafe person could search their names to figure out where you live.
Exactly. In fact, if someone online is asking for any kind of personal info, that's a red flag, which is safety rule number 2. Red flags show us where there's danger. So that's why when we see an unsafe person or situation, we say, whoa, that's a red flag. Let me show you. See if you can spot red flags. So let's say I had a brand new puppy or pig, and everyone on my street was oohing and eyeing and petting it. Then one of my neighbors, who I see almost every day but don't really know, says to me,
Psst, you have the nicest puppy, pig, I've ever seen. I can tell you must be very special. I'd like to give a present to your pig. It's in my house. Come with me and I'll give it to you. But don't tell your parents. It'll be our little secret.
did you spot all the red flags? There were 4 of them.
Well, when an adult that you don't really know is a safe adult gives you a lot of extra attention or pays you a lot of compliments, that can be a red flag.
Yep.
Or if they offer you gifts, that could be a red flag too.
Good, that's 2.
When they want you to go with them, alone, and without asking your parents first, that's a big red flag.
Oh yeah, that's a big red flag. Good, that's 3.
Oh, and when someone wants you to keep a secret from your parents or guardians or lie to them, that's a red flag too.
Yes, great, that's all 4. Did you spot any of those red flags?
Okay, I want to do one. So, I'm playing online with a few kids.
Pew, 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 pew.
Most of them I know from school. Some of them I've only met online. I've never actually met them face to face. And then I hear,
Sam, it's time to go.
oh no, I'm late. I gotta leave now for soccer practice. I'm telling everyone bye when one of the kids I've only met online asks, hey, what soccer team do you play for? Maybe our teams have played against each other. Did you guys spot the red flag?
Well, someone you don't really know is asking for your personal information.
Yeah, you've never met them. You've only heard their voice. How do you know they're even a kid?
Hey, that's a good one. You see, there are unsafe adults who want to abuse kids, and some go into online games and pretend to be kids our age. Day after day, they ask questions, digging for little bits of personal information that they can use to help figure out where we live.
So, if someone you don't really know is asking you for personal information, that's a red flag. And when you spot a red flag, you gotta do safety rule number 3. Make a move.
If you're with people who are acting unsafe,
Or if they're trying to trick you into doing something unsafe,
Or when you're in an unsafe situation, you need to make a move to get to a safe place or get to where get to where there's a safe adult.
When that neighbor was trying to get me to go into their house alone, telling me to keep secrets from my parents, I had to make a move and get home.
Or when that gamer guy was trying to trick me to give him personal information, I needed to make a move and get out of that game. And then I needed to do safety rule number 4.
Talk it up means two things. First, it means tell your parent or guardian or another safe adult what happened.
I needed to tell my parents about that gamer guy so they can deal with it.
Talk it up also means use your strong voice. It isn't loud or rude, it's your bold voice. It tells people that you mean what you say.
I could have said to that neighbor, your offer is very kind, but I must ask my parents first. I'll go now and ask, and then make a move, see?
Now, an unsafe person might tell you that you shouldn't talk it up, that you're gonna get in big trouble if you tell anybody. But should you believe them?
No, don't do
not
it.
at
No
all.
way,
Don't
Jose.
believe him.
Don't do it. Don't believe him.
Right, yeah, no, you shouldn't. And that's because of safety rule number 5.
No blame, no shame. No blame, no shame.
No matter what an unsafe person does or says, it's never your fault. And you don't need to feel ashamed to tell a safe adult.
They're here to help you, to keep you safe. You won't get in trouble because you're not to blame, so you don't need to feel shame.
You know, parents and guardians can't always be there when unsafe things happen, like if it happens at school. That's why you need other safe adults in your life too, like a teacher or a coach, or a youth pastor, your best friend's mom, aunt, uncle, any adult who's in your life to keep you safe and who never breaks the 5 safety rules.
Know what's up. Spot red flag. Make a move. Talk it up. No blame, no shame.
So let's see how we can use the 5 safety rules to help keep you safe. Let's say you're at a friend's house, with your parents' permission, of course, and some other friends from school show up too. Next thing you know, someone's using their phone to show, well, let's just call them inappropriate images of people without clothes on. You know this is not an okay situation, but you also know that if you tell them to stop, the other kids are gonna bully you. Tell everyone not to be your friend because you're just a little baby or something. So let's see how we can use the 5 safety rules to help keep you safe.
Well, safety rule number 1 is know what's up. And we know we shouldn't be looking at inappropriate images.
Right.
Oh, and because we've memorized our parents' or guardians' phone numbers, we know we can call them from any phone.
Right. Anyone else?
There's another part of know what's up. It's knowing a private family password or phrase that lets them know you need help, but you can't ask for it out loud because the unsafe people are listening.
Right. So one family I know uses the phrase, "Did anyone let the cat out?" They don't have a cat. That phrase told the parents that they are in an unsafe situation with unsafe people and they need help now. So, safety rule number 1 is know what's up. Safety rule number 2 is
Spot red flags. We've spotted someone trying to get us to do unsafe things, and that makes them an unsafe person, and we don't need to be around them. No telling what other ideas they'll come up with next.
right, no telling. So, what's next?
Next is safety rule number 3, make a move. We could make a move by making an excuse to call our parents or guardian and use our private family phrase to avoid getting called a snitch or picked on by the other kids.
Right. One time, I pretended that I just had to really use the bathroom and I just stayed in there until my parents got there. Oh, and another time, I just went and talked to my friends' parents, just asked them 1,000 annoying, stupid questions, just anything to stay out of the unsafe situation. So, we've made a move. What's next?
Talk it up. Once we're somewhere safe, we should tell a safe adult what happened. That way, they can keep us safe from this sort of thing in the future.
Right. But let me ask you this. Do you think it might be hard to talk to your parent or guardian about this kind of stuff? Especially if maybe you looked at some of the pictures?
Yeah,
Definitely.
maybe.
But that's where safety rule number 5 comes in. No blame, no shame. Nobody's perfect, and it's normal to want to fit in. But when you make the good decision to leave the situation, talking it up helps strengthen your good decision-making skills. Keeping it a secret because you feel ashamed only makes the shame feelings grow, and that's unsafe too. So, talk it up, because there's no blame and no shame.
In some of our stories, we've talked about bullying. Now, I'm sure we've either seen bullying or have been bullied ourselves. The playground, the lunchroom, the bus, it can happen almost anywhere.
And it doesn't just happen to kids. Adults can be bullied too.
Really?
Really. I mean, anytime someone makes you feel like everything you do is wrong and you can't do anything right, and you are totally powerless to get them to stop treating you this way, you're being bullied.
You know, whenever someone talks about bullying, I always think of, pushing or, the fists up, trying to, like, start a fight. But I guess bullying is more than that?
Oh yeah, bullies do that. But bullying is also when someone gets a group of kids to single out another kid. Ignore them or exclude them from a game or lunch table. Make them feel unwelcome and unwanted.
And don't let anyone tell you that getting treated that way is just a normal part of growing up. It's bullying. Bullying is physical abuse, bullying is emotional abuse, sometimes it's both. Bullying is not safe, and it is not okay.
Well, here's the thing. For bullying to happen, it always takes more than just that one person, the bully.
The bully has to have someone they're bullying. We call that someone the target, who isn't always a smaller kid. Sometimes big kids get bullied because they're nice and have a kind heart.
Then there's the bystanders, the kids who either follow the bully's lead or simply watch, let the bullying happen, maybe even cheering it on.
When bullying happens, you don't have to be just another bystander. You can be an upstander. An upstander can make a move to help the kid who's the target. If someone is being excluded, you can include them in whatever you're doing, playing a game, eating lunch, whatever.
If a bully is being physically abusive, you may be afraid to step in and help. Helping might make you a target too. But there's still a way that you can make a move. You can go talk it up with a teacher or some other safe adult.
This isn't tattling or snitching. This is reporting. And reporting helps keep people safe.
Even if you've bullied someone in the past, you can change and choose to become an upstander. Talk it up and ask for help.
When you're an upstander, you're someone who's a safe friend. A safe friend is someone who follows and respects the 5 safety rules. Someone kids can trust, can talk to. Someone who won't be a bully, and someone kids can ask to come along when they need to go talk to a safe adult about an unsafe person or situation. Because sometimes going alone can feel a bit scary.
We can all be safe friends, and we all need safe friends, just like we need safe adults in every part of our lives. We need to know which people will help keep us safe when our parents aren't there, like at school or at game practice.
And it's okay to change safe adults or safe friends if you need to. If someone who you thought was a safe friend or safe adult ever does something unsafe or asks you to do something unsafe, like touch their private body parts or keep an unsafe secret from your parents, that's a big red flag. They're not the safe person you thought they were, and you need to make a move away from them and go talk it up with another safe adult.
We know that bullying can happen anywhere, at school, on the bus, at lunch, on the playground, but it can also happen over the internet too. We call that cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying. When kids send or post mean messages or share gossip or embarrassing photos of other kids online.
If someone who you thought was a safe friend at school starts sending you mean or threatening texts, posts, or chats, that's cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying.
Wow, is he getting louder? Sometimes it goes the other way around, where the online trash talking in a game turns into real-life bullying at school.
Still technically cyberbullying.
Listen, whenever you get bullied or see bullying, use the 5 safety rules to help the safe adults in your life keep you safe from bullying and cyberbullying.
Oh, cut it out! When someone is cyberbullying, especially if they're bullying one of your friends, it's really tempting to cyberbully right back at them with like the meanest post or text you can think of. I mean, come on. They kind of deserve it, right?
Send! That'll teach them to mess with my friends.
Are you okay? Because everything you send online, whether by phone or by computer, is stored online. Like, forever. It's permanent and it's public. This is your digital reputation.
That means years from now, anyone could potentially find everything you've ever posted online.
And if you cyberbully someone today, even if you're just fighting back or you post inappropriate pictures, you could face serious negative consequences, even as an adult.
Your digital reputation can follow you into middle school, high school, college. You could get kicked off of a school team, kicked out of a school club.
If you have a digital reputation as a cyberbully, students aren't going to want you in their group of friends. Some have lost jobs and others have gone to jail because of what they posted months or even years ago. And all because they didn't consider the future consequences of their digital reputation.
So before you send, post, or share something, even if you're sticking up for a friend, heart. That means H, hold hitting send until you E. Evaluate what you're about to send, post, share, or reply. And A, ask yourself, whoa, who are you? I'm yourself. You wanted to ask me something? Right. So I wanted to ask myself, is what I'm about to send true, or necessary, or kind? Well, if it isn't any of those, then you should R, refrain from hitting send. Refrain means don't, so don't hit send. Then T, tell a safe adult or safe friend about what's going on. You see, everything comes right back around to talk it up.
And just one last thing about cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying.
And bullying in general. A lot of times, not always, but often, kids bully because they're being bullied or abused at home and they don't know how to deal with it. So they lash out.
Even if everyone you know agrees that so-and-so deserves to get bullied back or made fun of, think about it. Could you imagine if years from now, you found out what that bully was going through at home and that you were just another bully in their lives? I think you'd be pretty disappointed with yourself. So, heart is also about having a heart, even for people who may act pretty mean.
You guys did super awesome.
Thank you.
So you're all getting older, and your parents are letting you do more and more stuff on your own and online. So it's very important that you, me, all of us practice heart to help protect our digital reputation, and to practice the 5 safety rules to help the adults in your life keep you safe and healthy. Bye, we'll see you next time.
Bye.